What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Transmission Tuesday. If you're tuning in the Indigo Instinct Healing Matrix on Facebook, it's Tuesday, which means it's time for another video of spiritual education of sorts. This video is going to be the first in a two-part series of grounding on the go. And I know we talk a lot about the importance of grounding and what it means to be grounded. And there are a plethora of meditations that you can do to ground yourself, but what do you do when you are out and about and you need to ground yourself on the go? Now, a really popular way to ground yourself that I have spoken about in the past is using cold water and using rinsing cold water, kind of like you're washing your hands or you're taking off a layer of energy from your hands of just cold water. And that's a really good way to ground yourself, as well as cleanse your crystals if you need to at that time. But what do you do if you're outside and you don't have that opportunity, or you don't have running water, or you're not by a body of water that allows you to do that? So I'm going to talk in this video about one technique that we can do to ground ourselves, and in the next video I'm going to talk about a different technique. So first off, why is grounding so important? You know, grounding has become such a buzzword and such a commonplace word that isn't always well described. And to be grounded, to feel like you are in your body and centered in your body, instead of your energy feeling like it is either in front of you, like when you're trying to move too quickly and you tend to feel very rushed and hurried when your energy is ahead of you, or when your energy is behind you and you feel sluggish and slow, or sometimes depressed, or maybe your energy feels very scattered and you feel totally unstable and all over the place. You know, being grounded and having your energy around you and centered allows you to not only hear your guidance clearly, so that you can accurately understand and receive the messages that you need to from your guides, it also allows you to stay energetically on track. So when we are really ungrounded and when we become ungrounded, the number one thing that happens to us is that we become susceptible to the emotions and the energies of other people around us. And when we become open and ungrounded and kind of available energetically to other people, that means that our surroundings can affect our vibration, they can affect our mood and our emotions, and they can affect our day-to-day energetic movement, because we're no longer following our own path, but we're letting our path be saturated and influenced by those of another. So in order to maintain stability and in order to maintain our own energetic path, being grounded is so essential. You know, especially if you work somewhere where you have challenging colleagues, or you need to often be the person who steps up or is presenting maybe more unpopular ideas or against the norm. Being grounded will allow you to communicate with clarity and with precision, but also allow you to stay rooted in your sense of self, regardless of the reaction and the mirroring or the projection that might come from other people and their emotions regarding the thing that you are addressing. So without further ado, we're going to hop to the video that I filmed on location for how to ground when you're out and about, and we will see you over there. Take care. All right, we're here on location out at the beautiful seaside, and the number one quickest way to ground is by simply putting your feet on the ground. Hopefully you live somewhere where it's warm enough to do this now, or maybe you have really tough feet, but the single quickest way to ground yourself, no matter what situation you find yourself in, is to connect your bare skin with the earth. There's actually an entire documentary on this practice that's called, I don't remember what the documentary is called, but the practice is called earthing, where they talk about the deep healing that can be found from connecting your feet to the earth on a day-to-day basis. So taking off your shoes and socks and connecting with the ground, feeling it stabilize you and helping you feel reconnected is the number one quickest way to feel grounded, no matter what you have going on. All right, so that was the video on how to ground yourself when you're out. We in the Northern Hemisphere are now in spring, so not every day, but there are certainly days where it is warm enough to take off those shoes and socks and stand in the grass. Even if you live nowhere where there is grass or green space or sand, stand on the concrete. It's still going to allow you to be more connected to the earth than you will feel if you're constantly in socks and shoes. If you feel rushed and you feel like you don't have time, give yourself 10 deep breaths or count to 10 forwards and backwards, and I promise you, you will feel slightly more balanced and more grounded before continuing on your day. I highly recommend doing this, especially if you work in a workplace that it leaves you feeling rather scattered or frenzied, and you want to have a sort of adjustment before you come home so that you don't fall into habitual patterns or maybe have a type of projected argument or a clashing with someone when you enter your home space. Ground yourself outside and stick those toes in the ground or on the ground for 10 breaths before you enter your house, and I promise you will have a very different night ahead of you. So that is all I have for Transmission Tuesday today. Be well, stay well, and please leave comments if you liked this video. If you're on YouTube, thank you for being part of the YouTube community. If you're in the Matrix, don't forget to invite your friends into this space so they can also see the videos that are coming up. And I'm looking forward to doing the video for your full moon coming up next week. Take care.